Every World Cup promises chaos. Most of them deliver a little. This one delivered an avalanche. A four-time World Cup winner, gone in the round of 32. The smallest nation to ever play at a World Cup, one deflection away from the biggest shock in the tournament's history. A debutante nation taking a European giant to the brink with 60 minutes on the clock and nothing to lose. This is the story of the underdogs of World Cup 2026, the teams that were supposed to make up the numbers, and very nearly didn't. Let's start with the closest call of the entire tournament. Cape Verde, population under 600,000, the smallest nation to ever appear at a World Cup, lined up against defending champions Argentina in the round of 32. Nobody gave them a prayer. And for most of the match, Cape Verde didn't just survive. They matched Argentina punch for punch, leveling the score twice, including deep into extra time. For a moment, the tiny island nation had one foot in a penalty shootout against Lionel Messi's Argentina, in what would have been the single biggest upset in World Cup history. Then, in the 111th minute, Christian Romero rose for a header off a Messi corner. It took a deflection. It went in. Cape Verde's dream ended one heartbreak short of history. They didn't win. But they made the champions of the world sweat until the very last kick was almost taken. Now for the upset that genuinely happened. Paraguay walked into the round of 32 against four-time champions Germany as one of the most obvious underdogs left in the bracket. 90 minutes plus extra time weren't enough to separate them. It went to penalties. Germany's Kai Havertz stepped up, saved. Nick Woltemade stepped up, saved. Paraguay's goalkeeper turned into a wall, and Jose Canale calmly rolled in the sudden death winner to send Germany home. Think about the size of that result for a second. This isn't a group stage banana skin. This is a four-time world champion, eliminated in the first knockout round by a team most casual fans couldn't have placed on a map 2 weeks earlier. It's already being described as one of the biggest knockout stage shocks the tournament has ever produced. If you think Morocco causing chaos at a World Cup sounds familiar, that's because it is. Back in 2022, they became the first African nation ever to reach a World Cup semifinal. In 2026, they picked up right where they left off. Facing the Netherlands in the round of 32, Morocco needed a stoppage-time equalizer just to drag the game to penalties, and then held their nerve to win the shootout 3-2. A European heavyweight, gone. Morocco, through to the round of 16 yet again, proving 2022 wasn't a fluke, it's a pattern. Here's one that didn't make the highlight reels the way it deserved to. DR Congo, playing their first ever World Cup knockout match, as a country making just its second World Cup appearance in over 50 years, lined up against England. 7 minutes in, Brian Sapenga picked out the corner, and DR Congo led. A team ranked outside the world's elite had a genuine European title contender rattled and behind. England poured forward, hit the post, got denied by a goalkeeper standing on his head, and it took Harry Kane, England's captain, scoring twice in the final 15 minutes to avoid what would have been one of the most stunning shocks of the entire tournament. DR Congo went home, but they made a team many expect to go all the way look genuinely fragile for over an hour of football. Not every underdog story is a single shocking match, some build slowly. Norway hadn't reached a World Cup round of 16 since 1998. This year, powered by Erling Haaland pushing his way up the Golden Boot standings, they beat Ivory Coast to book their spot in the last 16 for the first time in almost 3 decades. It's not a shootout headline, it's not a household name giant falling, but for a country that spent most of this century watching World Cups from home, ending a 28-year wait is its own kind of giant killing the narrative that Norway simply doesn't do this anymore. If there's one theme tying these stories together, it's nerve under a shootout. Egypt eliminated Australia on penalties after a 1-1 draw. The Socceroos even made a late goalkeeper substitution specifically to try to win it, and it backfired completely. Switzerland needed penalties to get past Colombia. Belgium needed penalties to get past the USA. 4 of the tournament's earliest knockout matches were settled by penalties, and in almost every one of them, it was the team given less of a chance walking in that kept its composure when it mattered most. Here's the thing about all of these stories. They're not really about the underdogs losing their fear. They're about the favorites losing their aura. Germany didn't get outclassed by Paraguay. They got outnerved. Argentina didn't get outplayed by Cape Verde. They got dragged into a fight they weren't ready for. England didn't lose to DR Congo, but for over an hour they looked like a team who genuinely could. That's what makes a World Cup a World Cup. Rankings mean nothing once the whistle blows, and 2026 has already proven it more times in one tournament than most editions manage in a decade. So here's where it leaves us. Paraguay and Morocco, the tournament's 2 biggest giant killers, are both alive in the quarterfinal picture. Norway are riding their best run in a generation, and England, Argentina, and Germany's exit have all been reminded painfully that nothing in this competition is decided on paper. If the round of 32 was this chaotic, imagine what's coming. Which of these underdog runs surprised you the most? Cape Verde, Paraguay, Morocco, or DR Congo? Drop it in the comments and stick around, because if this tournament has taught us anything, the next shock is never far away.